Hi, so how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with part 3 of my plans for Anglo-Indian Day, or my thoughts on Anglo-Indian Day, or whatever you want to call it. I've got a slight confession. I've been quite demotivated recently. Like when it comes to a new month, normally either on the eve of a new month or on the first day of the new month itself, I generally like to do stuff like change my bedding, have a shave, possibly, or things like that to like be ready for a new month. And I was hoping to do that, especially for August, which I hope to be a positive month as it's my birth month. And I would love for August to represent so many things on that note as it's my birth month. But yeah, I finally got round, as it's now, well, it's technically now the 5th, but it was the 4th. I stripped my bedding, but I haven't actually made it yet. So it's like 2 in the morning now, after 2 in the morning. So I hope to get motivated with lots of my ideas and stuff. And I've been a bit demotivated again, as I often do. And I think, as I often can be, and I think with my hoarding problems, like if some of my stuff gets put in recycling or thrown away, or even if it's given to charity, but not the charities I choose it to go to, or in the way in which I want it to, or because of the way I want to write in a certain way, I sort of struggle to stay motivated. And I think like, well, when I'm writing things or doing things or trying things, if they just get destroyed. But anyway, I think I might as well give it my best shot. And just like YouTube videos, if like it doesn't record properly, I might as well give it my best shot. And also, I'd love to know your tips on that note about what ways you think I could stay motivated, like to keep myself active. Like in the past, I would love to have gone to the gym more, and well, I still love to go to the gym more, do swimming, and do lots of different activities to keep me fit, even things like walking for charity and all sorts. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think I could do to come out of my comfort zone, perhaps, and take on new challenges, perhaps even, or things like that. So yeah, I thought I'd cover that in the intro and like make a brief more confession, and also ask, as I say, for your advice on what keeps you motivated, or what ideas you think I could have that keep me motivated or trying things. Because like me, I'm a very end goal driven person. Like if I don't think something's going to achieve a great end goal, I struggle to get myself motivated to even start it, let alone stick to something if I don't see it actually going somewhere. So unfortunately, I give up a bit too easy. And I'd love to know potential. Why does it keep doing this? Potential new people watch my videos and about these how I do things in this format. It keeps telling me I'm disconnected, so I hope that's just an error that's telling me that, or whatever. But anywho, so anyway, cracking on. Number 21. I would love for people, including myself, to learn about Anglo-Indian history, facts about Anglo-Indians, and I think there's different theories about how we came into Anglo-Indians in India. Have a different language, different outlook on life, or different religion, or whatever. And also, but other theories, like someone told me, like when soldiers are traveling, I don't know if I can use this word, but rowdy soldiers or whatever, or when soldiers are traveling, obviously they didn't have their partners with them, so they married local people instead. So there's different theories on how we came to existence, just like with Brazil, like how Brazil became so mixed, because some people say the Portuguese actually wanted to divide the country, and that was the way they did it. And I've even heard one theory about like how mixed race people in Brazil were very good at football, apparently. So that was one way. So there's different theories on that as well. And on that note, Goa reminds me quite a lot of Brazil because it's mixed with Portuguese influence, just like Brazil. Where people say that almost everyone in Brazil, possibly everyone in Brazil, has some Portuguese blood. Apparently, I'm not sure if that's true, but yeah. So as I say, I'd love for people to find out about the history of Anglo-Indians and that sort of thing. Number 22, as I mentioned before, again in part 2, I would love for us to make our own sports teams, especially in football, soccer, for any Americans out there. Especially like practicing football with Italians. So like Anglo-Indians would travel. It feels up to me like Anglo-Indians would travel to parts of Italy, like Milan, and play football with the Inter Milan kit against AC Milan, but at the same time helping AC Milan to practice, and vice versa. Like so, pretending to be play as the opposition of each Italian team, so that but actually we're helping them, each Italian team, to practice and things like that. But maybe even like in some cases like supporting India in cricket and helping them to practice, and hockey and things like that. Apparently, historically, Anglo-Indians were very good at sports. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but or percentage-wise, I think for a quite small community, we were overrepresented in things like hockey and cricket. So from what I've heard or read online, I don't read books, so I heard it or read it online. But yeah, so I'd love to, for me personally, because I only really follow football. I'd love for Anglo-Indians to like support and follow Serie A or Italian or generally Serie A being the top league in Italy, but even some of the lower leagues perhaps, and also Celtic, like looking at ways we could fundraise for them perhaps, and maybe Anglo-Indians could make donations to them, but also like going to travel. Another quirky idea I had was like going to different parts of Italy and like doing an A to Z tour of Italy, but I suppose travel-wise or time-wise, this probably wouldn't. I think that probably wouldn't make sense if a city that began with A, like Ascoli or whatever, was closer to another city that began with Z or whatever. For example, very unlikely. But yeah, it wouldn't make much sense to travel like because. But yeah, I'd love for us, as I say, to be involved in sports. I'd love to hear from fellow Anglo-Indians about what sports teams you support. For any Anglo-Indians who might be watching, fellow Anglo-Indians or other Eurasians even, or even other mixed race people generally, and how you would like to support them and that sort of thing, how you think Anglo-Indians could benefit them, and showing on that note what we can contribute to the world generally. Me personally, as I say, I'd love to football. 23, I would love to find out what ways we could tackle poverty and fundraise generally for different causes, as I mentioned before, like things like but the time is still running, but it's telling me my connection is unstable, so please forgive me if I'm looking around to see why that is. Anyway, but yeah, to fundraise for tackling poverty around the world, and like things like supporting Africans, Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM, supporting startups across Asia and Africa, like businesses generally, and that sort of thing, like tackling poverty, supporting some of the poorest areas, and people with learning disabilities, physical, mental, and stroke or learning disabilities or disabilities generally, as well as looking after animals and different causes which Anglo-Indians support and hopefully can be discussed together. Number 24, as I say, I would love us to support Malaysia, India, Indonesia, Singapore, and South Africa especially. Number 25, I know International Anglo-Indian Day is like only one day a year, which is the 2nd of August, which was 2 or 3 days ago actually. But I would love it to be like a whole month, which is August. Like there's peace and love, positivity, and things like that. And I wish there was like few, if any, illnesses, diseases, natural disasters, or things like that. So like I wish that God would bless the world for at least 1 month, like in August. That's my birth month. Hopefully that's not too narcissistic of me, but yeah. And hopefully it's a positive thing. As I say, normally narcissism is a negative thing, I suppose. Obviously. Number 26, I would love for us to be anti-imperialists. I think that would be quite ironic because of what I mentioned in point 21, which is that apparently we were made, if you like, or created or whatever, to divide India. But I think it would be quite ironic if we actually colonized, excuse me, and divided and lost their liberty and freedom. Excuse me, liberty / freedom rather. Number 27, I would love to look into like who has helped Anglo-Indian the Anglo-Indian community and how we could give thanks to lost my train of thought. Sorry, number 27. Sorry, and also like I think our reward for helping would be to feel better and things like that. So hopefully, and also hopefully to get more respect from the international community, which would say hopefully that Anglo-Indians are very positive and helpful to other people, to the rest of the world, and to the community, and to world peace and animal rights and things like that. Number 28, again, I think as we were apparently made or created to divide India, I think it'd be great if, again, I think it'd be really ironic and turn a negative into a positive if we were the ones who actually were some of the biggest people to benefit India, as well as other parts of Asia, as I say, especially Malaysia, India, Indonesia, Singapore, and places like that, as well as like Africa, like South Africa and places like that. Number 29, I'd love for my fellow Anglo-Indians to learn about dyslexia, as a dyslexic Anglo-Indian myself, and the strengths of dyslexia as well as the weaknesses, mainly the strengths in fact. And again, if you're an Anglo-Indian, I might make a few more videos about my thoughts on Anglo Indians and what we could do to make the world a better place and things like that. But I'd love to hear from other people, and I'm out. Peace and love.